In the Outsider series, as Katana gets dressed to go attend a party, she says goodbye to Halo as she sheds a tear, seeing as Halo is trapped in a medical device as her body is in a vegetative state. Attending the party, Leah Briggs, aka Looker, is already in attendance as she's accompanied by her husband, Greg. But Looker would be approached by Prince Brian's girlfriend, Denise Howard, as they're joined by Katana, who has just arrived at the party. As the party goes on, Prince Brian and Queen Alona would arrive, and the christening would seemingly go off without a hitch, and Prince Brian would return Queen Alona to her quarters. But as Prince Brian leaves, a vampire known as Prince Roderick comes out the shadow, as apparently Prince Roderick and Queen Alona are conspiring against Prince Brian. Later, as Prince Brian is walking through the hallway, he'd be joined by his girlfriend Denise, but he'd also take a call from Gardner Grail, who tells him that he's close to a medical solution for Halo, but he apologizes for not attending the party. The next night, Queen Alona would gather the royal council as she accuses Prince Brian of being a traitor and planning an insurrection. As Katana is in her room, she'd hear news of this insurrection on TV, sullying Prince Brian's name. Katana grabs her sword as she gets ready to mobilize, but it may already be too late as she's confronted by several vampires. Meanwhile, the council knows that Queen Alona is full of shit, but before they can do anything, they're confronted by the vampire Prince Roderick. Now the vampire uses his abilities to mesmerize and ensnare the council, but at least one of the councilmen was able to resist. The councilman tries to make for the door, but it's too late as Prince Roderick grabs him and snaps his neck. As Queen Alona talks to Roderick, she tells him she's sick of all this death happening around her, and she begs Roderick to make her immortal. But elsewhere, as Katana is surrounded by several vampires, she proceeds to cut her way through the vampire ranks, slicing and beheading all in her path. As one of the vampires goes for Halo's medical tube, Katana throws her sword and impales the creature. Unfortunately now, Katana has no weapon, but no matter, as she goes hand to hand and beats the shit out of all the vampires in her path. But elsewhere, as several vampires converge on Looker, Greg, and Denise, one of the vampires grabs Looker by the neck, but that vampire catches ocular beams to the chest. As Looker fully transforms and gets ready to fight, the vampires back up as they tell their kin to let her make the first move. Looker uses her telekinesis to grab a knight's lance and impale two of the vampires. She then levitates and shatters the knight's armor using all the pieces to beat the shit out of the vampires. Now her husband Greg tells her they need to get out of here now, but Looker uses her abilities to hypnotize him and Denise, forcing both of them to retreat. Looker then goes on the offensive, tearing through the place with ocular beams as she goes to assist Katana.